Maldita. Sige, Weng, let's start off with your background.
Talaga ha, totohanan na to.
Oh,
Ikaw, sige
sige,
lang.
go,
So,
go.
what type of background you wanted to know? Like,
Asa man
specifically?
siguro karon currently naka sa Singapore, 'di ba? And
Mm-hmm.
previously before Singapore, before your work there, and how did you get to that point? And unsay reason nga nung you wanted that kind? Did you want that life or na kuan lang ka, na pressure lang ka sa
Well,
kuan unsay?
about that question, like, gusto ba dyan ako siya? So, of course,
Oo.
it's not like gusto na ko siya. It's like, it's a choice. Pero before that, wala na ko siya pangarap na muna siya kung buhaton. Like, of course, I study college as well because hoping to have better life in the future, right? Pero there are circumstances. Minsan, we can think that it's just reminding me ko ano unsay gisulti ni tatay sa ako ana. Sometimes we cannot go against the fate. Like, kung unsay gi-provide sa Ginoo sa imo ha, no matter you dream for that, you're working hard for that, but that's not for you, you cannot really get it. So, muna siya, murag, nag-stop ko og dreaming high, but to be contented with what I have now. So, like, accepting the present moment, I'm still trying, but it doesn't mean na murag frustrated ko kung dili na ko maabot, like
Oo.
what the other people have, like yun na siya. So, talking about background, let's go back to the basic. Of course, I'm the youngest. We are seven in the family, as you know that. All of them are married. I'm the only single. So, most siguro I'm afraid ko to fly anywhere. So,
The
yeah.
benefits, okay.
Yeah. So,
Bitaw.
ako ra po ang daring sa among family. So, mo naman ako maigsoon sa ako or akong tatay na. Sa tanan daw mga anak niya, pinaka-maldita, pinakasabaan, pero nagtuo sila nga talawan, pero ako na yung isog at the end. Kaya ako na may
Ah,
courage abroad, right? So, imagine na ako ang akong ugali na dili ko magpabuli, right? Like, I fight for justice. But the only thing that along the way you can experience, that there are challenges, and then maski against na sa imuha. Like, for example, as I mentioned, I don't want to be bullied, right? Naadjud ko ana nga kanang spirit, di jud ko gusto magpabully. So, pero na circumstances na mahitabo jud sa imo, maski dili ka gusto magpabully, you have to go down because of the reason, right? So, muna siya, sa amo tanan magsuon, um, nag-eskwela ko by my own means, where naka-try ko na working student anywhere. So, from first year to second year, nag-high school ko dira sa Cebu. But, mm, bad, bad thing happened that's very confidential. Not even my family knows. Oh no, na ay isa sa close na ko nga family. You know, that's it, Cherry, right?
ah,
Karin hibalo sa akong secret. Oh, so, after 2 years, I asked my mother to get me back sa Mindanao. So, nabalik ko sa Mindanao third year to fourth year. Then, gusto jud ko nga makatry nga ako kaugalingon. Di ko gusto mag-depend sa akong parents. Even though,
mm,
kaya man nila magpa-eskwela, special public lang naman. So,
mm,
what I did when I was still high school, maski elementary, hilig na jud ko mangitag paagi na ako lang.
mm,
So, second year, third year to fourth year, I try sa ko working student. So,
mm,
siguro daghay may nakaila sa ako, nakinundon sa ako, pero kabalo sila sa akong secret. So, na ako'y trouble sa akong PMT, PMT or CAT, right?
oo,
Kinundon ka ana. Oh.
oo,
So, akong teacher ana sa una, na ako'y problem ana. So, to make it short, I asked also my circle of friends to help me, to protect me so that I can graduate. Kaya naaman, di ka ka-graduate kung dili ka ni ana. So, of course, ngita jud ko paagi. And
oh,
then I
yes,
cannot
yes,
just tell anyone, oo,
mm,
because not everything that we can just share to anyone, right? So,
yes,
mao ko
yes,
nga, akong friends, akong gisultian, dili tanan. So, they helped me. So, after that, I graduated high school. Then I tried to go for college sa Agusang
mm,
colleges. Pero mao pud to siya moment na na-realize na ako unsa day ko ka-attach sa akong family. Like dili na ko kaya mo palayo. So, working student again, na ako'y buutan nga amo, like, wala ko'y laing trabaho, tigulag lang naman sila, magluto lang ko, sometimes sila na magluto. Tapos eskwela lang ko'y kahapon, dako ang balay, tapos kamerang tulo, murag ako orang balay dyan. Pero tungod sa kaminaw, nagdrama ko. Like,
Okay.
dili na ko, kanang gabuhat
Oh,
kong story para lang dyan makauli ko balik. Dili na ko
oh,
kaya now, like, ang ugali ani anak basta as in ka drama I
oh,
turn everything into negative maski
oh,
buutan akong amo tad
oh,
naaman akong di si Cherry sa Butuan so every time ako ko sa school
oo,
before ko mosulod sa akong classroom mangita jud ko ana niya o di ko makita sa iya ha di ko mosulod sa akong klase like may room to room jud ko asa man akong magulang pag makita na lang ko siya it's enough so mobalik
ah,
ko sa akong classroom so ingon ana ko ka kuan sa una ka clingy so mo
aha,
nang
aha,
akong ingon na while ago na sa ako nga pinaka-attach, like, permanenteng ningaw, did not expect na mulayo jud ay ko as in totally na dili lang ko sa Pilipinas sa laing nasod pa jud na mas layo, right? So, after that, syempre, ako na mag-eskwela kahit tugos kami na uli sa bukid.
oo.
Oh, yeah.
So,
So,
mingaw jud day kay to dito Weng, like, mura siya countryside nga area?
it's not really like that. It's just that, kanang bitong attachment nimo sa family nga naanad ka
First
nga sila ang
first po to
permanent.
nimo nga to be away, no? First
Not
or dili pod
exactly.
mga
Kay
second time?
first year to second year, naabi ako sa Cebu, right? Na ako sa ako
Mm.
ang iyaan. Wa ko igsuon.
Okay.
Oo, so, pero lahi mong good, I don't know, basta totally different yun siya. So, maybe after that incident in Cebu, murag, naana ko'y fear. Hindi na ko gusto mabiya ang family. Like what happened in Cebu, I have no one to talk to. I have
Uh-huh.
no one to share everything. So, murag, tungod ato nga trauma, hindi na ko ganahan mo palayo og family. So, mo to siya. Then, after ato, nibalik ko sa amo, then na ako'y ganun na mo mga taong ihatag sa imo to be your instrument to move forward.
Uh-huh.
Like,
Uh-huh.
it's a long story that I don't even know why this person arrived and then telling about something. Gusto mo trabaho, na, ito ta, balik ka sa Cebu. Pero dili
Uh-huh.
na dito sa lugar na diin ko. So, dito ko sa Cebu. Nag-try ko work as tendera sa palengke
Uh-huh.
sa Minglanilla.
Uh-huh.
Okay, then. Dito po na ako nakaila to. Ako agaw, may nagdala ako sa Manila. So,
Uh-huh.
mo na to murag another step na medyo from Mindanao to Cebu, Cebu to Manila. So, paabot na ako sa Manila, Jim Castaneda, right? Sa ABS-CBN,
Murag
newscaster.
nakadungog ko. Okay.
Yeah. Reporter na siya before, pero karon na siya ikaugalingong program sa ANC. Siya ang first na akong employer. Siya ang first na
Wow.
talaga. Yeah. So, I used to be in ABS-CBN before for 2 years, and my
Nagunsa man
cousins
ka
would
dito
like to,
sa ABS-CBN. Magkuhan lang ka.
pero hindi ko masuloy. Usahay, makita ko sa akong mga kuan, akong
So,
mga
daghan kay ka mga
igagaw
celebrity
na
makitaan dito.
exactly. Pero dili ko pareha sa uban na pag nakakita, magigil or magpa-picture just to show off. Wala
Oo.
ko picture nila.
Wala kay picture nila.
Tanda. Dili ko, murag maulaw ko ba? So,
Oo.
kanang pag-search sa Pinoy Big Brother na ako dira sa ABS-CBN ako permanente. So, sa
Okay, okay.
Parapet, o, binana. So, basta mga sikat sa una, tas ipang, ano ni ate
So,
sa
wait
ako.
sa
Ate,
at
yeah.
least murag ka ng especially katong maminaw, no? Maminaw nato. Kanang
Mm,
na-mention nimo nga maldita ka and then brave niya. I think of course I already heard your story.
mm,
Anya asa ni siya
mm,
padung especially sa katong maminaw nga which I
mm,
believe no na was a big help sa imuha karon nga situation, no? Yeah, so
mm,
ang katong maminaw stick out para makadungog mo ani nga 'di ba ganahan jud ka i-add ni siya which is I think very helpful, no niya naka-mention sad ka nga
mm,
namo ko'y page Weng
mhm,
Truly Rich Kuya and akong gi-brand as kuya kay kuya man ko, ikaw ang youngest.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I always believe nga katong giingon nga taghana or there are things nga we want to
Mhm.
do but God has other plans or God has other choice. So
Mhm.
I think being kana ganing rank nato sa family kay it's
Mhm.
kanang tinaghana jud na siya murag chosen like di mo nakapili no mag-agree ka na di ka kapili nga or
Yeah,
ganahan ko mo anak ko
true.
first ko or ganahan ko bunso
Mhm.
ko so or second or third so I think na chosen it's already chosen handpicked so
That was it.
unya na mention
So,
nimo nga
mhm.
I always kanang ganahan ko say difference anang maldita o kanang brave ikaw, in your own definition, kay sa Filipino kana nga word is strong biya kay na or even sa
Negative.
Bisaya, no?
Yeah,
Oh,
true.
negative
Yeah.
but it could also be positive depending on how you view it. Kay imo magisulti nga Maldita, you're branded as Maldita and then
Mhm.
now you're brave. So, unsay mo kana ko ang Maldita mo sa brave or ikaw unsay imong kanana?
Well, before lang dyan na ha, without understanding the word, if you don't really know the word, the meaning of the
Uh-huh,
word
uh-huh.
is, you will connote is a negative, right?
Mm,
Maldita is something negative. But for me, ang akong kamaldita is in the right way. Like,
mm,
for example, as I mentioned a while ago, I don't want to be bullied. So that is why, um, I fight for my right. That is how I do it. Like,
mm,
kung sayop ko, I know how to humble myself, like to acknowledge it's my fault. I don't
mm,
insist I am
mm,
right. Right?
mm,
Pag, pag imo na-explain sa ako na mauna akong mali, I have to accept
mm,
it. And okay, then let's
mm,
try. Then, ako ano man good, ang pagkamaldita man good nako is, na-experience man good nako sa, since I was young, kanang dali bitaw ka i-bully. Yun na naon bitaw kasi
Okay,
kanang
oo.
na weak ka. So
Oo.
if if they know that you are weak, then you
Mm,
just cry. You
mm,
just say yes, even though you don't want it, and even though
mm,
it's very risky for you.
mm,
Then the more they will do it, and they're having fun with it. But
mm,
not nakatun ko, like I need to fight for my own right. Like,
mm,
pero ang uban, there would be extreme manggod na pagkamaldita. Like, let's
mm,
say, sobraan po di ang pagkamaldita. Like,
mm,
negative ang iyahang paagi. So, the
mm,
maldita for me is, I am in the positive way. I don't
mm,
want to step other.
mm,
Dili ko gusto manggamit og tao. Dili
mm,
sad ko gusto nga gamiton sa tao. Because
mm,
what I am doing is what I wanted to do with me. Like the
mm,
golden rule, right? Do unto
mm.
others what you want others to unto you.
Yes,
So
yes.
dili ko gusto mong daog-daog og tao, dili ko gusto mo judge og tao, dili
Mm,
ko gusto nga like, gossiping or whatever. I don't want to say something negative in the person, because I don't want you also to do that to me. And at the same time, if I will do it to you, then it's pointing back on me. That is how I reflect on the thing of being maldita. Like, kung musulti, magdaot ko sa isa ka tao, balik sa ako ang isa. Right?
mm,
I mean, remember the
mm.
fingers? If you point finger on one, three is onto you.
Oo. 4
Right?
is
So,
pointing back. Oo, oo. Sakto,
yeah.
sakto.
So, I'm thinking about it. So, the more I say negative on people, it reflects on how I am even worse. So
Mm,
instead of
yes.
saying bad things to other people, say the good things instead, so that it will
Yes,
reflect
yes.
on that to you. So more than ako, tas, I also don't want to see other people being bullied.
Uh-huh,
So murag
uh-huh.
magsulok akong dugo pag maka-witness ko ana.
Uh-huh,
Kay
uh-huh.
dili sa ko gusto sa tao na magpabiktima lang, you
Uh-huh.
know. Eh,
So,
I
muna na
have
siya,
been
no? We
there.
are, oh, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, no, muna na siya. So, di nakita lang
Mhm.
nako ang puzzle ba, no? Nga pag-mention ni mo, like sa imong
Mhm.
background and now your situation, ikato imong na-share nako, very nice
Mhm.
pod nga ma-share nga, which is, gamit kay sa imuhang, and you're helping others, di ba, Weng? No? Karon sa
Mhm.
imuhang kuan, on your weekends and weekdays. Insakto ba? So, sige, katumoto
Actually.
imong background and then yun sa yung pagkuan abroad. I think daghan kang Filipino nga ganahan would dream about abroad. Would think nga it's the murag and all nga mao na ni ang kuan especially in terms of finances. Can you
Mm.
share about it? Is it sayon ang pagkuan apply abroad or Go ahead,
Well, actually, all I can say is it depends on your faith. Like, as I
Mm.
mentioned in the first thing, na kung dili para sa imo, dili para sa imo. No matter how you pursue for it, you do everything for it, but you cannot. I just want to share an example of a sister in Escolapios. You know that I didn't even expect na everything is okay sa papers, sa pag-check na mo. Pero nga nung di man dyan siya kalusot sa immigration, like, dili gyud siya maka-adto sa mission, right? So, naato ko dito sa sulit before. I didn't even think of going abroad. Wala dyan na sa una sa una. So, I just want to join to the mission, just do charity, that's it, without expecting something. Then, paggawas na nako, like, syempre, tapos ako, nag-eskwela na ako college, let's just connect it to back in Manila, di ba tong multi first na ako Manilayo, nag-work on my own sa Manila. Then after dito, nibalik sa Cebu, nag-work po ko sa NAPSA as production worker for 3 years or 4 years, I think. Then in the same company. Then after that, dito ko sa NAPSA nakakita og nakamit og friend na mo'y nagdala nako, nagtudlo nako how to go abroad. Like,
Okay.
"Uy, naaman kay skills, naaman kay ani. Would you like to try going abroad?" I said, "Ako kabalo, unsay mga processing,
Oo,
everything."
oo.
So,
Like
so
zero jud, zero
initially,
kay wa man ka naghunahuna nga
as in
ma-abroad.
totally,
Oo,
wala man gyud
oo.
ko
Dili ikaw
nag-bring
ang
on na.
ni-seek, naray ni bring out sa idea.
Mm.
Okay, oo.
Yeah, so muna siya nga, nanahid ko sa akong mama, kay buhi pa man akong mama ato.
Mhm,
Dili siya mosugot kay knowing about my background, like my history in Cebu and in also in my high school.
mhm.
So murag against siya mulayo ko. Hana siya nga your enemies are men. So if you go abroad, it might be very difficult for you. So syempre wala jud ko nakaadto ato kay against na si mama. So mo to nisulod ko sa Escolapias. So
Okay.
like
Instead nga mo go
like
abroad ka, nisud ka sa Escolapias.
yeah, pero wala
Ah,
po nag-expect ato. Kaya nag-worker sad ko. Like, if we talk about the calling or the vocation, how did it start? It's also a mystery. Like, everything is being connected and being prepared ahead of you. Like,
uh-huh.
I don't even know.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
So,
uh-huh.
wala siyang, nag-continue ko sa akong works sa MEPSA. Then, one of our neighbor sa
Uh-huh.
Mindanao, nagpari po siya sa Escolapios, Piares.
Uh-huh.
So, one time nibisita siya dito sa Amua. As
Uh-huh.
in, murag drama jud kay siya nga pagkamit namo ato mo to na ato kog eskwela kay those times na nananghid ko ni mama nga mo abroad, like nga na reject bitaw akong desire na mo
Uh-huh.
try. So I feel like everything is empty. Like I was thinking it was a call for vocation. Like
Uh-huh.
I don't even think about vocation. It's just ang
Murag
seminary
another way nga.
like
If
oo
not this, then it's
yeah
this. Murag multiple choice nga. Kung di ni mao, di kini or
yeah
okay, okay.
yeah,
Sakto.
but that's actually I never think about all these
Aha.
things, you know. Kana bang wala ko kakitag madre sa mua. Ako lang
Aha.
nailahan is mga pare. Oo,
Aha,
so
aha.
ang pagduol niya dito, nag-share lang ko, nakigistorya lang siya na ako. Pero ako
Aha.
lahi man ko dili kay ko ganahan makigistorya ng mga bisita. I always go away. Then akong tigsuon may nasako sa ako. Sige na pug kagtago dira na bisita, di ko matubang permanente na siya magtagas ng batak so, nakasabaan man ko niya, so I was forced to go out and to talk to the brother. So, mo to siya, nag-start niya. Sa akong sharing sa iya ha, he told me that probably I have the vocation, why I don't want to try. So,
Mm.
nangkukung sa day na siya. So, mo to na yung madalang contact, o ano to siya. Until nisulod sa Escolapios for 8 years. And then, when I went out, wala ko nag-expect na maka-abroad na sad ko. Kaya ako na sa ig-agaw nga gikan sa Mindanao mo, yun ay contact ako sa messenger. Siya nga, gusto ka, kanang, ari ka diri sa ako, pare unta ka Singapore. So siya na po ang nag-lead sa ako, nag-lead sa agency, mo na naabot ko diri. Which is, everything
Okay.
is not my plan. So,
Aha, aha.
always, people is coming to me, like, I don't
Aha.
seek for it. Somebody will
Aha.
come.
Alright, right,
Yeah,
right,
so,
right.
inana lang siya ng mga fan. Murag inana permanente ang akong pattern na mahitabo na sa ako kanang
Aha, aha.
moduol. Sagot,
Uh-huh.
inana siya.
Uh-huh, uh-huh, right.
So,
So
muna,
naabot
naapay
kag
ko sa
Singapore and then Was it something imuhang kuan, imuhang expect? So wala jud ka expectation like as to work, and then you mentioned no nga you had some struggles
Mm,
that you've encountered before your present, right? Maybe you can share about it.
yeah. Mga struggle po na ako dere, syempre sa agency first, kung before ka
uh,
mo abroad, di ba? So,
uh,
for the first timer, you have no any idea what's going on, what will happen, right?
mhm,
So, wala ko kabalo sa akong rights. Like, since wala mo ko different na human o college, ang
mhm,
giingon sa kay gawin ako, kung college level ka, college graduate ka, then kailangan pa ka mo take og more subjects kay
mhm,
imong units man good lahi ra sa abroad. So dili
mhm,
gihapon na basta-basta unless naadyo kay background mo sponsor sa imo diri ah.
mhm,
So I said then sa my line choice, then helper. So
mhm.
ako helper, nag-call center na ko sa una, nag-helper na sa ko karon.
Uh-huh, uh-huh,
Pero
uh-huh, uh-huh,
well, dito na ko sa taas, di balik sa tugod post, di ba?
uh-huh,
So, and then, akong, mostly mang good madungog din man na istorya is, your college level or college graduate ka, how come you are just a helper? Like, they're
uh-huh.
putting it down,
Yes, yes,
right?
yes. Especially sa mga Cebuano, 'di ba? Makadungta. Ayun sa imong
Mm.
trabaho. Sumurag maikog, maikog lang pud taon ang tao mingon nga helper ana gani. So
Oh,
pero it's different, 'di ba? Kanang napoy lain-lain ng mga
mm.
employer, no? Like katong si Brother Bol, what
Ay,
if ang mga imuhang mga nag-helper ang tao pero I mean like imong giserbisyon mga kings and queens, 'di ba? So
exactly.
depende jud
So,
no, depende. Uh-huh.
depende eh. Oo. So, mostly manggod, especially for those who are aiming to go abroad, especially maski unsa nga work. So, kung mag-abroad manggod ka, as long as naa kay background and at the same time naa kay sponsor from that country that you're planning to go, then probably that would not be difficult for you. Pero kung first time nimo tapos mag-agi kag agency, it depends sa agency then. So, kung skills ka, of course, you need to have enough money to pay for the processing. Wala pa gani na siya visa ha. So more
Uh-huh.
on working for your working permit, you need to
Uh-huh.
spend money already. So daghan na biktima sa scam. Kaya nagtuo sila nga it's real, pero at the end, magdagan na itong gagunit kaya it's not a real agency. So watch out lang. Okay? So let's go back to the helper. So for me,
Like
experience
for
na ko
you,
is,
daghan ba kang mga friends
mm,
or mga kaila nga mo chat sa imuha nga, "Uy, unsaon day pag abroad?"
mm,
Is it a common kuan nga question imong ma-receive?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Of
yeah,
course, they
how
will
do you
ask, and
advise
then,
them? Unya,
mm,
do you unsa ba kanang imo bang encourage or mas moingon kang, "Uy, dapat imo sa ning kuanon ana before ka mo kuan," or I don't think, how do you kuan? Do you share to them,
sure. For me, if they will ask me, I don't discourage them, but I will encourage them at the same time. I give them a piece of advice. So, it's not like discouraging them. Telling them the truth doesn't
mm,
mean that you discourage them. You're just
right.
telling them the truth that they will get ready. Like, am I really ready for this? So, okay,
Right.
sa mga trainings man good, sometimes very positive, like everything is great, like I'm excited. Pero pag na ka serious situation, it's a different story. Okay? So, uban mga fake lies, ilala na yung tabunan ang kuan, flowering
Uh,
lang. Pero
uh,
pag ka sa situation, and above all, every story have different situations, every people different situation. So like, probably they will think, oh, okay naman sila dito, makagamit naman ng phone, ng uban dili. Not
uh,
everyone can use phone, is everything okay. Na po
mm,
uban dira patago lang. So, lain-lain jud siya. O,
mm,
kuan, kanang mga struggles po individually.
mm,
So, muna siya. So, from the agency pa lang, mostly, um, ang sayop lang jud kita manggod, for example for me na first timer wako
mm,
kabalo na I am supposed to be the boss, you know
mhm,
you know why?
uh-huh, uh-huh,
Because in the agency, the agency earn money because of me,
uh-huh, uh-huh,
right?
right, right,
but
right.
the thing is but the thing is the agents are acting that they are like the boss.
Mhm,
They
mhm,
ask you to do this and that for free and you're serving them. They will just pretend that it's a training, but it's not really a training. It's just
Mhm.
abusing because they have the power. That's the truth.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
I
Right,
felt,
right.
I heard everything. Whoever will listen to you, whoever will hear this, they should know the truth that they are the boss. But do not also abuse. You should know the level,
Mhm,
the
mhm,
boundary, I mean. Nanong yung ba na moabuso sad? Pag
mhm.
binuutan sa, magbuutan ka sa ila, moabuso sad sila.
Mhm,
Which is the
mhm,
sad story. Ang
mhm.
uban sad is, um, basta, kan dapat mag-moderate ka, like, you are in the middle only, which is, you do what is right. Moro dyan
Mhm.
ay para sa ako. Okay, so, sa agency, kanang pabuhaton
So
ko sa among,
did you had ka ng mga
mhm,
experience or ka ng mga daghang mga stories na dungog nga unsa man na agency nga napa sila sa Philippines nga nag-apply sila
mm,
or agency nga naa
yeah.
sa Singapore?
Even in Singapore, I have been in the agency for almost 8 months, I think, when the first employer had, I filed a case against her. So, so, pag ako mga friends or akong family makadungog nga ni-file ko case against my employer, which is I am abroad, like, huh? How did you do that? Are you not really
Yes.
scared of them? Like,
Oo.
bisa ni
Tinuod,
kapag
tinuod.
file og case sa imong amo, nga usually manggali ikaw mahadlok. That is wrong thing. Kasi if you know the law before you go to the country you're dreaming to go for work, you should know the law. Ako man wala man nagtudlo sa ako pero ako lang gabasadaan kung unsay ila. Diri magay ko karon maski mangihi day ka maski asa nga mapayso magay ka dire.
Oo, sa
See?
Singapore 'no? There ka na, Saturday and Sunday unsa imong ginabuhat? You're free 'no? You're blessed with an employer who gives you Saturday and Sunday off. Is that right?
Actually, it depends on me. Like, for example, not really
Mhm,
every Saturday, but there
mhm,
are some activities in the church that they would allow me to go. So,
mhm, case
ugma
to
man
case,
go,
okay.
na praise and worship, then dili tanan makaadto, especially sa akong team kay um, I belong to the soprano group. Dako man gud among choir. So,
Okay.
naa may different variations. So, sa mga sops, daghay dili maka-attend. So, niya sila kung makaduol, makaadto ba ko. So, mana nga, nananghid ko, then it's okay. So, ugma, mo na niyon ko nga dili ko ha join kay naami person worship ugma.
Okay, okay,
Mm.
so in that case, kinsa may
So,
mo kuan, na sila substitute for you or, timing
no,
ra pod nga
gagawin
uh-huh,
no, they will adjust. Like for example, they know that I have to go to the church. I just let them know what time do I have to leave. Then they will adjust like about the food or everything. They do it by themselves. Ano,
amazing 'no? It's like you're
they're
part
very
of the
flexible.
family, okay?
Yeah,
In
exactly.
a
As a
way
match.
nga, ma-accommodate imong mga request, okay. So
Yeah, pero syempre, I don't
uh,
abuse too. Kay, maski
right,
na yung
right.
mga activities na I don't tell them because if I tell them, they will always say yes. So I don't
Uh-huh.
abuse their yeses.
Uh-huh,
So
right, right.
50-50
Give and take,
lang po.
yes.
Yeah,
Uh,
true.
right. Siguro katon sa mga naminaw at least na sila background like how many employer na ka starting from Singapore? Kanang Singapore ba jud ka ever since? Like
I tried Middle East before.
Middle East.
Um,
Wow, okay. So pila na
I
imong
tried one.
employer from Middle East to Singapore in total? What's are your mga best experience and also not the good experience you had?
Yeah.
Uh, would
So,
you mind
sa mga
sharing?
best experiences, sure,
Sige go.
it could be good.
Karon currently
Kasi,
may kapila na ni mo employer
fourth
abroad.
employer, fourth
Mhm.
employer counting the first in Saudi.
Uh-huh.
So I just would like to share for those, especially those who are also in abroad, like working as a helper like me. We have different stories. Like in Middle East, I am so blessed to have a good employer. They're very kind to me. We were four in the house, but of course, di man hindi mo maiwasan ang kada bitang na
Middle
ay
East, asa sa
mga
Middle East,
sweet,
'di ba?
Damam Kubar, Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia,
Al
Damam Kubar.
Kubar,
Okay,
yeah.
Unsay may kuha na
So,
background, a bit background of culture, unsa na
well,
Muslim country, unsa na? Uh,
yeah, it's closed country. Like you're not even allowed to show your hair and your
okay.
clothing. So you need to
So
wear
mura
your
kag
abaya.
Madre. So mag-wear kag kuhan ana.
Exactly. Yeah, you need to.
So nakasuway naman ka,
Uh,
so okay ra.
panay dako. So, ingon ana siya. So, okay man akong amo, di
Mhm,
man parehas sa mga na-experience sa uban. Well, dili ko makaingon nga it's their fault because surte-surte nga lang, di ba? So, akong amo is maayo.
mm,
Akong mga kauban, okay lang. Ang isa sa ila is Ethiopia, which is, mo na siya six since she knows how to speak Arabic,
mhm.
maski unsa na lang yung story. So, maski
Ah,
makakita ko sa imo like for example, every of days, manguha na siya og frozen food dito sa freezer. Then,
mhm,
iyan dadun sa ilang balay without telling the employer. And then, our employer gonna ask, asa naman niya, asa mas, dili ko musulti. Like, for example,
mhm,
na, dili ko musulti, it's because I'm scared or whatever. But, what's in my mind, I know what is right and wrong. I can
uh-huh,
tell the employer,
uh-huh,
right? I can do something to have an evidence. But
uh-huh,
what is in my mind is that I don't want to do this.
uh-huh,
What I want is to live peacefully. Like you're
mhm,
doing something bad. I am telling her that it's wrong.
mhm,
But it's her problem, not mine. Like for
uh-huh,
example,
right, right.
masige siya panguha, di ba? At
Mhm,
least I corrected her. Pero
mhm,
dili ko
right.
musiksik ang amo, pahaba
Uh,
na si ano na no, it's not because
uh,
makadaot man na siya sa relasyon ninyo mga kauban.
right, right,
So,
right, right. Harmony,
so yeah, so what I
mhm,
did, no na akong gibuhat. Then
mhm,
until what I'm thinking is I'm just waiting for the right time na
mhm,
akong amo mismo ang makasakop, dili ingon na ako ang magsulti.
uh-huh,
Right?
uh-huh.
Na medyo right moment. Mahapit man
Yes,
dyan ang
yes.
panahon. Okay?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, so muna siya. Then of that, wala man ni away kay, as I
Mm.
said,
You kept
isama lang
the
ang,
kuan, lugar ka, okay.
oo.
In a way nga kuan, oo. Ingna lang ko ha
Yeah,
if
so,
kuan ang kinahanglan nimo i-kuan, i-check imuhang kuan
no worries.
alaga. Oo.
Kuan lang siya kay himay ang wifi, so masige siya loading, di na ko makita ang screen. So mao ra kung gibuhat. Sorry kung
Ah,
si kupindot.
oo,
But it's okay.
sige.
So, mao ra to siya. Then after 4 months ko dito, nag-divorce na siya sa iyang asawa, iyang bana. So,
Uh-huh,
syempre, ang mga babae dito wala may trabaho because of the culture. The
uh-huh.
women are just the property of men. Like, yun di ba sa Old Testament, di ba? Na
Oo.
wala ang
Grabe
mga
'no,
babae is just,
amazing. I mean
oo,
amazing
ganyan
nga
pala.
napa na karon, in this unsa na ta
Mhm.
nga year, oo. So,
Pero
okay.
nag-change na sila. As
Nag-change na
I
sila,
heard, they already changed. They
mm,
started to let women drive already. Like, they
mm,
can drive their car. Before, like, they had to hire drivers. Dili
mhm,
sila pwede mag-drive themselves. So now, slowly, nag-open na sila. And
mhm,
then in Saudi Arabia, there's also one state, but we call it state or place that there's also Catholic in the mom. I forgot
mhm,
the place, but I know the people knows that. So napo siya open country where Catholic are there sa
mhm,
Saudi.
mhm,
Nakalimot ko unsa to Aramco? I think yeah, that's it,
mhm, mhm.
Aramco. Okay.
So,
So
nagstay ka
after
dito for
that,
pila man months or
4
year?
months lang, oo.
4
4
months lang,
months lang
okay.
kay
Okay.
nag-divorce man sila. So,
Uh-huh. After?
nangutana sa ako si ma'am kung mo padayon ba ko or mobalhin ko. Like,
Uh-huh.
so, syempre, dili na ko mo-transfer lang amo kay, talking about kuan sa, mostly manggod ang madungog nimo, especially for those who are in abroad, na sila na ang pattern ko no sa mga abroad, like helpers, if maayo imong amo, imong next employer will be bad. Ana
Okay,
ba siya.
murag inana, mura siya kanang
So,
mura okay, okay.
oh, yeah, yeah. So, with this, murag din ko
In
dili ko
mind,
kay basin maadto ko dili ko uli ako sa Pinas. So,
oh.
mo to after pag-uli nako, na ako'y nag-invite nako diri sa Singapore. So, ni-try
Uh-huh.
ko, mo na naabot ko diri. So, my second employer, but first sa Singapore, first
Uh,
employer. So, ang akong experience is also terrible. Like, um, dili ko makakaon. Like,
okay.
wa siya pakialam akong amo kung nakikaon or wala.
Mm.
So, maski asa na sila, mangaon sila, di gyud na sila makahatag sa imo maski mumho naman lang. I'm
Oh,
very thin
grabe 'no?
before. Oo, wala sila
So
pakialam.
imong
Tapos,
so unsa may imong role as a helper? Mag-clean sa house,
all around,
bantayan,
all around,
all around,
all
manglaba,
around.
yeah, no day
Singapore is
day
all
off?
around. I had off day but wala pa to nahimo tungod sa akong salary deduction. We have salary deduction kay wala man mi nagbitaw og kwarta. So we are paying the agency for 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So within 4 months, wala jud ko'y salary. I'm working for free, you know.
Para mo
So
pay
wala
sa
ko'y kaon.
agency. Okay, okay. Uh-huh.
Yes. So yun ana ang hitabo. Then ako employer ingon ato plus duha ka balay ang mahitabo. In the morning, I have to rush kay ihatod ang bata. Nya akong kadyong alaga is special child. Duha
Uh-huh.
sila, kambal. Tapos ang isa, focus ko sa isa na special child. Then after hatod sa school, diretso na din sa balay sa mama, which is dito po ko na magtrabaho. Balik mi sa balay, sa amuan na jud around 8 or 9 o'clock. Then trabaho na sad ko.
So you mean
And
naka
next
imong
thing,
own place to stay? Dili ka stay in
yes,
sa
ako
balay?
employer. No,
Uh-huh.
no, no. I'm staying with my employer. But what
Okay.
I mean is she's bringing me to the house of her mom and to help
Okay.
and work as well. Oo. So,
Sa
murag
iyang
na
mom.
duha ka balay akong
Duha kayo.
gitrabahoan.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. Which is in Singapore is not allowed. That is a big no. Like, pwede na ko siya
Ah,
mapapasok. Okay? So with
pero ato
that,
nga time wala pa kay idea, no kay it's your first Singapore.
I already know. I already
Okay.
know, even though it's my first time. Kay,
Ah,
gabasa ba yapon ko? Gabasa
okay,
lagi ko
okay.
sa mga kwan. Tapos, naano
So
sa
red
may
flag na
training.
to. Nana kasi mo na
Oo,
napantay lang
allow,
ka.
oo. Tapos, nag-observe raman sa ko. Good,
Oo.
observe raman ko. At the end, na-realize na ko na, okay raman ko maski asa magtrabaho. I have no worries about that as long as you're not giving me stress. Ang ako mong good is, every time na alas 4 na sa hapon, grabe na akong kahadlok. Like, nanasad siya, inig-inig abot sa pultahan, ana, musyagit na dayon. Wala, pag
Ah,
mura siya buang ba,
oo,
sige na singgit nga walay dahilan, masukot nga
oo,
walay dahilan. Tapos everything that you're doing is wrong. Like,
oo.
I don't know, kung ano ko, kung
Murag
pwede
gulo
ka
ang
lang
gulong-gulo
tumimang
yang buhay. Oo, sa ato
as
apa.
in,
Kanya
totally.
na-appeal ka
So,
sa iyahang ko.
oo,
How
aside
long
from
can you
that,
stay
pag
dito?
4 months na naman, just the
Four
same,
months.
the same pattern in Saudi, 4 months.
Ah, 4 months. So unsa man to
So
na
I
unsa
just
man
stayed,
siya wa siya na divorce, no? For sure lahi nga anong
wala,
4 months
wala. Oo.
i-opt
four
out
months
ka.
ko,
How
ako
did
ang
ya?
nilayas, as in totally layas. It's not a
Ah,
joke. It's really running away.
ah,
Diba? So, it's just like scary if you listen to it. Huh? Nilayas ka?
ah,
Where did you go to the embassy? No, I did not go to the embassy because I know embassy also won't help me. Like,
aha,
this is a case. So what I do is I go to non-government organization here in Singapore, which is CDE, like the one that
aha,
I'm volunteering now.
aha,
So I reported to them. Kasi here in Singapore, we have MOM, Ministry of Manpower, in which
oh,
the rights of the helpers and every workers in Singapore are being protected. So, mahadlok man ko sa MOM kay usahay man good pag sa MOM ka mo diretso tapos maayo mo drama imong amo, ikaw ang lugi, right? So beforehand, I really think about it nga dili ko mapildi sa akong amo. So what I did before I ran away, I recorded everything. So I
ah,
cleaned the places where naaya mga jewelry kaya nagplano ba ko mulayas. Okay?
ah,
So tambag na ako sa gustong minani na trouble. Ayaw yun mo kaglayas kung wala mo ka ng backup. Like,
ah.
wala mo kabalogon sa inyong buhaton kay kamo ang makahamak. Okay?
So
So what
giunsa
I
nimo
did is I
pagkabaw
booked,
nga about CDE nga dito ka mo kuha nabasahan nimo sa internet?
we had training before going into the house of
Ah,
we had
nakay training.
training.
Ah,
Maunang natingala ko sa mga helpers diri sa Singapore na
ah,
nabuli sa ilang amo. That every one of us undergo that. We have all those trainings before. Abot na Singapore Medical SIP. That is called SIP. Settling in program where itudluan ka unsay bawal, tudluan ka unsaon pagsampay sa mga linabhan kay building ba diri taas kay delikado
ah,
mahulog
ah.
ka, di ba? So, dinhina na siya di-provide. Pero nga naman nga nabuli pa man is because maybe they're not listening during the training, right? Or siguro naminaw nga sila pero they're scared. So, I was also
Di mo
scared
sink
like
in.
that. So, ako din naman, nahadlok sad ko. Natural man ang mahadlok ka. Pero
Mm,
kung magpadala mo ka sa imong kahadlok,
sakto.
you will become always a victim, right?
Mm,
As long as you know what is right, go for
Mhm.
it. Ayaw kahadlok. So, akong gibuhat ato is, before po, nagplano na jud kong mulayas, ko pag humanan ako sa 4 months, akong salary loan, mulayas na jud ko. Pero
Mhm.
before ko nilayas, nakaplano na ko na tanan. So,
Mhm.
naglimpyo ko sa iyahang mga jewelry box and everything, aside ko
Aha.
tayong pangkwarta. Nag-record ko sa akong sarili, like,
Unsa man na kanang like
my
video
phone.
record yung pasabot?
Yes, I do. But
Uh,
video record. So,
uh,
dili ko pwede mo sa cellphone kung na-work, right?
uh,
So, ang among cellphone is ihatag sa amo ika morning. So,
uh,
nagtrabaho siya, wala na akong cellphone. So, where
uh,
did I get the phone? I used my head. What I did, I asked my neighbor to buy phone for me.
uh,
Secretly, I did not give it to my employer. Kasi kung tanan manggod, bigay ka lang ng bigay sa amo mo, yes ka lang na niya sa amo mo.
yes, yes,
You don't do something else to help yourself,
mhm,
right?
mhm,
Then nothing
mhm,
gonna happen. Okay, before
mhm,
mango ka mo file a case, you always have evidence, right? They will not
tinak
believe
to.
you unless you have evidence. So
Uh,
what I did, I asked someone to buy a phone for me. Not necessarily expensive, as long as I can have the video.
uh,
Sa moto siya, patago ko, like, naan, tago sa panty or tago sa bra yung,
uh,
yung phone, di ba? O,
uh,
pero ano na siya, naka-open na ang recorder. Okay,
So
so,
you mean ikaw ra
okay,
ang
gusto nila
kuan,
akong,
ang helper? Di pareha sa Middle
mm,
East nga upat mo, kini nga event is ikaw lang.
ako tanan, the
Oh,
only
imo
one.
tanan.
Oo.
Oh, okay, okay. So,
So, every time na makikistorya ko sa mga amo, naka-on na akong recorder sa akong
okay.
phone. Oh, yeah.
Uh,
So, katong last before jud ko nilayas is, nag-video ko kung asa ang mga gamit, asa ang katong mga special, mga jewelry ana. So,
uh,
mo na siya. Then, the next day, mo na to, nagsumbong na ko sa CDE. Nga na sila,
uh,
no, do not run away. Dili pwede nga mulayas ka. So,
okay.
kung mulayas ka, dili jud ka na mo matabangan. Kaya we don't advise anyone to run away. You wait
Uh-huh.
until we take you out. Pero
Uh-huh.
di naman jud ako makaya kay I am scared na pag naabot na ang letters MOM, unsa yang mahimo nako or unsa ko akong mahimo sa iya, I
Uh-huh.
might be fighting
Sakto.
back. So,
Uh-huh.
mas delikado na kay iyang
Uh,
pasakitan, base mo pasakit sa ko. So,
yes, yes,
delikado
yes.
na noon ko. So, what
Uh,
I did is I really ran away. I go back to my agency without bringing anything. Like,
so wala kay
like
passport, wala
clothes.
kay sanina.
We're not holding our passport.
Uh,
Gikuha dyan na sa amo, o dili sila gusto gunitan kay they know if they are bad employers, this is
mhm.
the only sign that you know if your employer is something negative. Kasi
Okay,
they're
they
very
keep your
insecure and
passport.
they don't want to hold. Yeah, so that you cannot run away.
Oh,
Yeah, lagi ko ganyan. So, mo to siya, nidagan ko, ni-run away ko, pero akong gibuhat is nagsapaw-sapaw kong pantalon, gasapaw kong underwear, as in sa akong kaniwang, gitambok kong kalit, kaya ako nang gisapaw-sapaw. So I'm just thinking, this will be enough for 1 week. Or basta, ingana lang na
uh-huh.
siya. Oh, so then I ran away. I went to the agency. Pero before Ana, careful kung mulayas ka sa agency because usually the agents will gonna treat you negatively kasi ni-run away ka. Okay, as a helper, down lagi ang tanaw nila sa imo. But if
Mhm.
you know you're right, they cannot just easily bully you as well. So what I did is, when I ran away to the agency, I told them, I'm under CDE, sabi ko. So they're scared of
You are
CDE.
under,
CDE can,
what's to? You're
CDE,
under CDE. Okay.
CDE,
Uh,
yeah, what is Center of Domestic Employees. So
uh,
pag ingon ako na I'm under CDE, my case is already in CDE, they're scared of me. Kasi
uh,
pag ilang manggugong binuangan, like they will say negative to me, they will hurt me or whatever they say
uh-huh, uh-huh,
negatively, pwede na ko siya i-record. And then, pag ilan ng buhaton, pwede na ko hatag sa pwede na sila kaaglusin siya kung di sila mo care. Kay victim
uh-huh.
man ko. So
Okay,
muna,
okay.
mahadlok sila na.
Uh,
So, mo to siya. After that one, CDE helped me na ako employer is not really facing the case.
uh-huh,
Nagdrama siya that she's
uh,
business trip, like this and like that. Kaya mo naabot almost 8 months ko sa agency kay she don't really face the case. Dili siya makigharong na ako sa korte.
mm,
So, muna na-aware ko kung sa po ng mga drama sa sulod sa agency because I pretend that I don't understand the language. I
mhm,
can understand Malay. I can understand their language. So whatever they're talking, unless Chinese, pag Chinese, dili ko master. Pero pag Malay ang ilang istorya, I can understand everything. mo na nga, mahibalaan ako lang mga sekreto pag nagmalay sila. So, when I was in the agency, I don't show them that I understand anything. I pretend that I don't know anything.
Mm.
That's how I get information.
Okay, okay, interesting.
Yes.
No, so gyud sa man
Yeah.
nimo na curious lang ko nga nahibaw-an ang Malay. Through experience lang kay 4 years raman ka sa Singapore, 4 years sa imong amo or you study or murag sayo na siya
I learned
siya?
it from I learned it from Philippines.
Murag natay mga words 'no nga parehara sa
Aside
Malay?
from that, sa
Oo.
Escolapias, di ba, na ay mga Indonesian?
I see.
Oo. So I
Ah,
easily learned their language.
so it
Oo.
was a
So,
blessing 'no nga naay mga Indonesian.
yeah, blessing in disguise. So, makaana jud ko nga, everything has been prepared. No, kung mulukbak man gud ka, diha na nimo ma-realize na naaday si
Ah,
God nag-work ato. So, parang
aha.
in the present moment, you cannot think of it like a blessing. You will
Right,
think of
right.
it as everything is like you're just struggling like
Yes,
this,
yes,
you're
yes.
complaining. But at the end, if you look back, it was indeed a blessing na nahitabo to siya na time.
Right,
So, mama
right.
siya. Oh, so after that one, nakabalhin ko laing amo after 8 months. The employer is Chinese Filipino. So, Tagalog ni sa balay. I was there for 4 years. So, my other struggle as well is different. Like, my experience, nag 4 years ko sa ila because I was thinking that they are the best employer already, knowing the previous experiences, right?
Okay,
So, for
okay.
me, it's already a blessing. So, um, dito is everything gisalig sa ako. Like, I become the only person in the house that exists. Like, all things is entrusted to me. Cooking, marketing, everything. Like, wala. Ako ra ulo naglihok sa balay.
Ah,
Nakadepende sila sa tanan. It's
ikaw
also
rin
very
gyapon pud ang
stressful for
helper,
me.
which is common 'no sa
Yeah.
Singapore. Ikaw
Yeah,
sa
it's very
Middle East,
common.
kuan
Tagsa-tagsa
da
mi.
tagsa, okay, okay.
Taghan mi. Oh.
Oo,
Lahi la bandera, lahi ang
lahi
cook, lahi ang bata.
sa Middle
Oo.
East,
Inana sila.
okay. Oo.
Oo. So with that, stressful po kay syempre, ga-eskwela man po at the time. Ga-eskwela man po
Okay.
ko diri sa
Gi-allow
Singapore.
ka nila
Okay, so,
kato nga time 'pag
mm,
katong,
after two
Filipino-Chinese,
years,
after 2 years,
yeah,
okay.
after 2 years, so
Na sila'y
gi-allow ka
bata
nila
nga
mag-eskwela.
nag-take care po ka or
Mhm. Oo, duha. Duha
okay,
ka bata.
okay.
So 3 years old pa ang bunso. Then sa ako nagtulog ang bata, like nahimo na hinuon ko na murag ako na yang mama kaysa sa yang mama.
Ah,
The child is more attached to me than the parents. Like
aha.
every time I come back from off day, layo pa lang mo siya agit. Yeah! Pero ang mama o papa mo moabot, I'm home. Then ma. It's also different. So, ang work lang po na ako dito is, nakahimo na akong stressful is, mura po ko kanang trompo gani, like non-stop akong trabaho kay duha ka bata, tapos all around ka, luto, lain-lain pa sila og pagkaon, silang upat, lain-lain sila gusto. Tapos, syempre, cooking is not really my
Oo, imo
passion. Dili ko
oo,
dili ko hilig ana.
dili po nimo
Ako lang sa
talent,
light trabaho sa balay. Dili na
mm.
ko jud hilig. Pero of course that's your struggle kay di man na nimo hilig. You're not
Tinuod,
having
tinuod.
fun doing that. Oh,
Yeah.
so and the worst thing is every time na lang na magluto ka, sawa na ako dito, iba naman. O, di ba?
Ah.
Kung makagaling hello, if you sawa, tapos minsan, I really asked myself, sawa daw sila sa akong giluto, which I'm not doing it every day.
Oo.
Pero pag mag-restaurant sila, they're ordering the same thing every time. You know, like, ganito na lang palagi pag nagre-restaurant, ganun pa rin pagkain. Pag uwi sa bahay, sawa ka sa pagkain. Nakakabwisit din. Kasi, nakakabitaw. Tapos, they're
Oh,
not helping you, to think what you want to eat, you tell me so that I can prepare
ah,
it for you. Like
ah,
everything I'm the one thinking and then ganito ka lang, sawa na ako, 'di ba?
right, right, right.
Oo. Oo, tapos then every time
Pero you
also
stayed there
she's
for
not
4 years.
yeah, because I was thinking it's the best already, as I mentioned. Because I suffer in the first
Compared to the
employer,
yeah.
first employer. So the,
Oo.
I was thinking
So
not
unsa
the
man na
best
siya,
already.
Weng, is, usually 2-year contract renewable, 1-year contract
2 year,
renewable? 2 years. So, kay
2 year
bale
contract.
ni-renew ka for another year.
Mm.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I did not renew. They were the one who renewed me. Did not even tell
Hmm,
me that they renewed my contract already.
ah,
So, oo, so They renew my contract pero walay verification sa polo. So, ang nahitabo is ako pinoprocess akong papel sa embassy, which is everything I know what to do sa mga documents, mga documentation. So, murag,
Ah,
dili na ko mailad kung sa angay buhaton. Like,
aha,
unsa mga binuhatan sa mga agents, unsa dahil mga processing, nakabalo ko kay I'm doing it
aha,
by myself.
aha,
Everything
aha,
online, ana. So, muna siya, ang advice lang nako kung naamang gali mamina sa inyo ng mga helpers, use their time like reading something, learning something instead of chatting nonsense. Okay, kung masige naman lang gutaw chit-chat, having mga boyfriend, boyfriend or
marites 'no?
whatever. Oo, like ano ka, you did not learn something.
Aha,
Mo nang dali ka mabuli. Oo.
aha,
So, muna ako, what I'm doing is I'm reading what are the current news. Then I'm also reading what are the laws. And then sometimes there are new laws that they will implement a new laws, right? For example, karon na sa bagong law na after sa COVID, ganito ganyan na naman, o, di ba? So,
mm,
pag dili ka magbasa, nga,
mm,
wala ka kahibalo. Kalito na lang pangayoon imong work permit kay wala ka kabalo yung na di
mm,
ay. O, di
mm,
ba? So, it's a matter of being aware what's going on around
mhm,
you,
mhm, mhm,
right? And then sometimes, if you will be the one to educate your employer, the more they will appreciate you. And they can
hmm,
think na, pag ikaw ang musulti sa imong amo, ma'am, sir, yun, ano na baya karon. So, ma'am,
hmm,
mukuan sila sa inyo, amo ba? O, so,
ah,
mas masalig sila sa inyo, ha? Kaysa
oo,
yung nga ka lang ba na
oo.
kuan
Nga
ka lang,
okey,
oo,
okey,
sila
okey.
hera.
So mo 'to imong,
So, that's it.
employer for 4 years, after ana, what happened? You
Karon diri,
decide mo na siya?
I, I decided to go home already. I don't want to go back to Singapore anymore.
Uh-huh,
November, yeah, November 30th, that's
mhm,
the
mhm,
moment na nihawa na ko sa ilaha. Of course,
mhm.
dili sila gustong mangawa ko. Nag-offer sila. I can pay $1,000 for your monthly with public and ano, mga ganyan-ganyan. Okay.
Ah,
Pero na ako, dili na ko, kay murag, kapoy na gyud. I want myself to be free as well. Kay murag, maglong na lang ko, pero ano sa man taong kung makapahulay. Uy, inana ba? Kay
ah,
maski off day na ako, dito ko ka-rest kay eskwela. Or kung human ko sa klase, mag-CDE, nag-volunteer sa CDE. Kung
ah,
dili man sa CDE, muli ko sa balay, di sa ko ka-rest ko sa reading room. Tapos sa mga bata, mudagan man dito sa ako. So, back to
ah,
work, di ba? So,
ah,
muna siya, kung dili na. Then, niuli ko sa Pinas, 8 months, but siguro ko to 6 months. Ano, 6 months lang. Kay, um, nag-eskwela man ko dere, di ba? So, I was
ah,
hoping na akong diploma dere or certification dere, dali na ko maka-receive o makadawat sa trabaho.
ah,
Akala ko, gusto mag-call center o balik kay kapoy magsigig tabi for 8 hours.
yes, yes, yes.
Oh,
Tinuod,
dili na
tinuod.
jud ko mag-call center.
Ah,
So, decide ko, nag-apply ko, sa mga hotel, kaya nag-eskwela mo
ah,
kong i-charge ko.
ah,
Try ko, bisan sa kanindot sa imong qualification, bisan sa kamaayo ni mo manabi, pero kay
ah,
ang Pilipinas is totally different. Like, they have discrimination. So they say,
ah,
you have very good ganito ganyan, pero your age, sangit ko sa edad.
ah,
So wala jud, basta asa ko nga mga hotel, mga one-star hotel or five-star hotel are the same story
ah,
because my age limit.
mm,
So wala,
mm,
wala na ko ka-work. So na ako, wa na
ah,
jud ko lang, balik na sa call center ani.
ah,
So, mo to, nag-apply ko call center balik. Kaya wala naman dyan ko lang choice. Maski na ako
ah,
certificate. So, at
ah,
that moment, I also feel, murag nag-regret ko, nga nung nag-eskwela pa ko. So,
mhm,
instead na ma-save na ako itong nga kwarta, wala ko na-save kay
mhm,
ako laging
yes.
hope na makakuha og tarong nga trabaho, which
Right.
is, I work with my passion. Wala
Uh-huh.
man gihapon ko katrabaho, so how much money did I spending
Right.
for my study?
Right,
So, walay
right.
natigom.
Uh-huh.
Moto nga, at that moment, napo ko'y feeling nga, nadismaya ako, like,
Mm.
usahay, mas makuko ko sa Ginoo, you know?
Uh-huh. Oh, yes, yes. That's
Tingaway ko
true.
sa Ginoo.
Oh.
Kana ko lainan nimo oy, gi-inspire
Oh.
ko nimo mo eskwela, himan-himan wa man day gamit. Sayang ra
Oh.
kong kwarta. Yeah, I
Right.
really did that. Like,
Yes, yes, yes.
di naman ko
Wait.
maulaw sa Ginoo,
Uh,
makig-away, whatever. He
yes.
knows what I feel and what I think,
Yes,
so why
yes,
should I keep
yes.
it?
Yes,
So,
yes.
makig-away ko. Then, after that one, kana na jud ko na, useless. I feel so down. Pero wala man po ko na depressed, you know. So I still with my sister and they're always having rosary every day. So it
Uh-huh.
enlightens me then. So after ato, after tong nagkuan na jud ko, last chance na nako neto ko sa ano sa tong hotel, one of the five-star hotel in kana di
Cebu?
tong pink Shangri-La. Yeah, Shangri-La. I
Shangri-La,
went
okay,
there.
okay, okay.
Oh, I applied there as well. Pag uli na ako, nawala pa jud akong phone. Nakuot siguro sa syudad.
Oh,
Luckily, I have sa ako dito yung pagpangitag trabaho, I'm really frustrated. No, wala dito ko. So that is my last
grabe
hope. So
'no,
I spent time
desperate
applying for a job.
times. Uh-huh.
Tapos, pag uli na ako sa balay, super traffic na abot ko mga alas 9 na siguro sa gabi wala pa'y
Uh,
kaon.
uh,
When I check, wala na akong telepono.
oo.
My God, I said, wala na ganit kwarta, wala pa ko trabaho, nawala pa akong telepono. Saan na lang ako na akong pagpang-apply trabaho? Huh? Like, murag, ay, God, medyo ko kasama
Uh,
sa akong feeling.
oo. Yes,
Ito
yes,
nga,
yes.
gihilak na lang jud ko na ako siya.
Mm.
Pero when I check, luckily na akong tablet, wala na ako gidala. So
Uh-huh.
pag-check na ako sa akong tablet, na message, like how many missed calls akong WhatsApp. Then pag-check na ako, uncle ani akong amo karon, which
Uh-huh.
is the husband of my very first employer that I filed a case. Remember?
Ah,
My first
oo.
employer, I filed a case, right?
Uh-huh,
Pero
right.
iyang bana is very good and very kind. Very
Ah,
supportive. Yes, it's
ah,
just the wife is very terrible. So,
ah,
iyahang bana, may ni-text ako na, hi, Sam ang pangalan ani akong
uh-huh,
amo karon, is having a child and they're looking for help.
uh-huh,
If you're willing to come back to Singapore, then I
uh-huh.
can let you come back. So, of course, na ako, dismayado na ko tanan. Wala ko work, wala pa akong phone. I take the opportunity. I don't want to go to Singapore, but what to
Oo,
do? Diba?
oo,
Sige, sige na lang, bahala na. So, na ako,
oo.
bahala na.
Pero you were not
Pero ako dyan,
expecting, it
I
would be,
not expect this as
uh,
well.
uh,
Yeah, I did not expect. Kaya wala na dyan sa kong plan mo balik. So, naanan
uh-huh,
na dyan ko, mag-call center na nga lang. Diba? Mo na to
oo,
akong last choice. Balik mo
oo,
ko sa call center. So, mo to nga. Na naman si sir na mo ni akong gi siya kwan si ma'am sad na day number na ko na sige na siya tawag then ano siya na if you are free just give a reply if you're willing
mhm,
to then I can call you so mo to ang gitawagan ko niya then gi-interview ko very good ko ang interview kailan naman bidaan
hmm,
so ano siya okay we process your paper within 1 month nakalupad ko balik there is Singapore which is not
right,
really my plan.
uh-huh,
Okay, so muna akong nakita permanente sa akong pattern, mga work or whatever, somebody will approach me instead of looking for
mhm,
it. You
mhm,
know, just like frustrated na ko, pero
mhm,
akong previous employer manitawag, you know.
mhm,
So
mhm,
luckily, ang akong WhatsApp is naa sa akong tablet naka-install, wala sa ako ang
uh-huh,
yung sa akong phone na nawala. O, diba? So it's really like, makaiwan ko bahala no, how did it happen? So, usually manggod ang atong mga personal contacts na nato ibutang sa atong phone kay hand carry lang sa nasa ka, di ba?
yes, yes, yes,
Pero it happened that I installed it in my tablet. Then
uh-huh,
dito na nakakontak kay wala jud ko as in.
wala jud kay
So as in
contacts tinuod,
nagunsa ka ko ron.
nga
Oo.
nga,
So na ko blessing. Oh, yeah. Ang funny story po dyan
tinuod,
is, before coming here, I always pray to God, Lord, kung mabalik na yung Singapore, please help me. Give me a bad employer. Anak ko. Kay, di ba for me, the previous one is good already.
mhm,
Ang ko, dili na ko gusto, Lord, ma-extend og dugay. Just give me at least 2 years. Then, na ko'y rason mo hawa. Kay,
mhm,
kung buutan akong amo, I cannot stay longer. Kay maikog ko buutan man.
oh,
Ko. Sus, pag-abot na ko, diri kay buutan man dahil. It's totally different from my previous employer, which is,
uh-huh,
they are super dependent on me. And here, they're very independent. You know,
uh-huh,
like, they can
right,
do everything by themselves without me.
right,
So,
right,
I do
right, right,
everything on my own. Like, wala sila'y demand, buhatan na, libyuhin
mhm,
ni, libyuhan na. Wala. They just, like, I'm living in the house by myself. Mura jud ko kanang dili helper. Dili
mhm,
sila manugo. So,
amazing 'no?
because they know that I'm reliable. Like I do
Mhm,
everything without waiting for them to tell me,
mhm,
and I
mhm.
don't need CCTV for me to work. Kaya ang uban man good pag walay camera, mag chance of do something
Hmm, right,
themselves.
right. Unsa man normal
Ako
na
lahi
diha nga
man
nay
ko.
CCTV? I mean sa Philippines wala pa
Everywhere.
kay tayo na nga technology, no? So diha normal kay no nga nay
Mm.
CCTV, okay.
Normal
Mm.
kayo. So, here, dito sa previous na ako sa 4 years, everything, everywhere, every corner has CCTV. Tapos, ila pa yung CCTV is magsunod sa imo with motion, you know? And
Grabe,
they
no?
always, and then, ang makalabot pa dyan kay, I know that they're always listening to me even though they're in the office to work. You know, makabalo man ka unsaan ka ng light sa camera kung steady lang siya, naa lang siya diha nag-record pero wala nagtanaw. Like, no one is watching you in the app.
Ah,
I can see because they have their Bluetooth phone, I mean AirPods,
mm,
right? One is
mm,
in the work and one is in the house. Like, they're
uh-huh,
listening what's going on. So,
ah,
inana sila kan secure within 4 years. And then, oo. So, I don't care. Kaya wag ko bahala mo dira. Magsawa ra mo din ha. Kaya kung mo kay gibuhat na utan. Right?
right,
So,
right,
di ba,
right.
ang, ang din he said, ang CCTV na mo ay nara sa kwarto sa bata, which is to
Hmm,
monitor him if he's sleeping, because he's sleeping alone.
mm,
So, maski
sakto.
baby pa siya, from maybe 4 months na siguro, na siya sa sariling kwarto, biyaan na siya. Mag-monitor lang niya sa kana screen.
Hmm,
Tapos daganon lang na siya dito kung mahila. Ana ra, pero sa previous na ako is ako tanan 24 hours. Masakit man ang bata ako lang, 'di ba? Pag masakit sila, walay bata makaduol nila. Pag ako masakit, walay pakialam na gyapon sa akong bata. So there's nothing, no difference. So it's
right,
totally
right, right,
different. Oo. Pero
right.
dire, dool ko sa simbahan. Pwede, mas na-active na ko sa church.
Hmm,
Every Sunday na ako sa church sa morning, naka-join ako sa choir. Tapos ini kahapon adto po ko sa CD, nag-volunteer po ko. So probably they are curious what is CDE. So CDE is the Center of Domestic Employee, like they are focusing the migrant domestic workers. So there are a lot of helpers that are being bullied by the employers. Daghan kay mga cases. So that's the reason why CDE stands. So bago lang na siya na
only for Filipinos
uh,
or ang imong
no, for
gina-assist
all.
tanan nga mga kay I know no, background siguro sa Singapore
Mhm.
is Filipino, Malay, and Chinese?
Mm.
Kanang major
Actually,
tulo,
we're
na ba
focusing on
Indian?
helpers, right?
Mhm,
Indian. So there
mm.
are the language here is English, Mandarin, Tamil, and Malay. Four. Tamil
Okay.
is for Indian, Malay, then Chinese, then English ang basic jud. Mga tao dere English man pod.
So ang CDA is focused on the
Um,
4 nationalities
yeah, and then
or
we're
accommodate?
also, yeah, they're focusing. Pero we're focusing on the helpers, all the helpers like me.
Mm,
So
hmm,
we're
amazing.
every Sunday I'm going to the park where the helpers are, having fun. Usually manggod pag nag-day off at sa mga parks and ano.
Mhm,
So there's a lot, more than hundreds that they are staying. Any parks, daghan may parks there is. So we have different locations. We just sign up which location we want to go, and then there we're giving cards, leads, like we have the phone number and then we share to them the information that if something will happen you have to tell CDE, and then we don't scare them, like especially for me I have experience, right? So I can share my experience to them, how CDE helped me and how it worked. So muna siya to inspire them. And of course, it's not just like that. I have also to know what's the current issue nowadays para makashare po ko nila kay kung madto man lang gud ko dito without anything. Like if they question me, oh, saan ako siya pagtubag kung dili ko aware. And then CD also don't we just only have one induction. We call it induction. Like they will let you know what's going on, what is CDE, what are you to do, what we are doing, like that. Pero kung ako, I go beyond. Like I'm reading something. I'm listening to news about MOM, the current news. Then I share it also to the people.
You
Okay.
don't you get drained, listening to murag for me murag kinda negative, especially sa news 'no, na, mostly sometimes mga
Mm.
negative, I don't know, or more on
Mm-mm.
updates you listen to, especially mga laws changes sa Singapore kay
Mm.
for mga,
Yeah, I do.
more on mga inana.
Oo, Hana. And then not only focus on Singapore, but especially
Mhm,
about COVID nowadays. I'm also
mhm.
listening to it or I'm reading to it. I don't know. I'm just very curious of something, like something that I can learn.
I
More
see,
na
I
siya
see.
po. So mao na,
So, especially Weng sa kanang mga common belief about Filipinos for someone working abroad. Unsa may mong ma-share about
mhm.
ana?
Well, for me, sa mga nag-work abroad, lahi lahi sa imong gi-imagine kaysa real story, like real life. So, I just wanted to focus on the people who are not experiencing going abroad. Like, for example, sa mga family, let's
Mhm.
say, family atong mga nag-abroad, di ba?
Yes, yes,
So,
that's true.
makuha ng good ako is yung the uh, toxic culture na to nga. Daghan kita ginaw na like, oh, for example, abroad na siya. So, before ko na
Mm.
abroad sa una, I heard already some of abroad people in our neighborhood, daghan na kasi expectation, oh, dato na din mo, kaya na, abroad na, o, di ba? So, manang mga thousand mag-expect na, dato na ka, kaya nag-abroad ka, okay? But actually, it's not really true.
That's true.
Working abroad is not pooping with gold. Wala ka na libang og ba? The truth is, you are working even harder. The life in Philippines is better than working abroad. Okay,
Right,
so
right.
of course you go abroad, you work, so you
Mhm.
work hard to earn the money. It's
Mhm.
different story in Philippines. Like, let's share some story. Not
Mhm.
story but real life. So for
Mhm.
example, we're having voice call or video call.
Mhm.
So, mientras nag-video call ko sa akong sisters,
Mhm.
oh, maski kinsa man na sila,
Mhm.
imagine na ha, sila naglingkod-lingkod sa sala, naka number 4, or nananaw lang og TV.
Yes.
So, see,
Yes.
ang imong
Yes.
family. Pero ang nagtawag nimo from abroad while talking to you, hala, nagpusko sa inodoro, gapanghugas,
Yes.
limpyo. See, what's the difference? You're thinking
That's
that
true.
you are
That's
very rich
true.
already.
Yes.
Right? Oh. So, inano na siya ka-toxic para sa kuha lang. Tapos,
Mhm.
aside from that is, ang ilang expectation sa imo taas, tapos ug
Mhm.
ma-failure ka,
Mhm.
as in totally, ang imong reputation is totally, I don't know how to say it, pero ubos kay lang tanaw sa imuha, di ba?
Mhm.
Kay,
Mhm.
syempre, they're expecting that you can help a lot. So
Mhm.
aside from family, also friends, like, if they know that you're from abroad, ang dili ni mo friend, mahimo ni mo friend. You know why? They will reach you out. Hi, nanali ka sa abroad. Oh, ano yung trabaho dira? Oh, nagpinas yung do diha. Tapos, maana rin, hi, kumusta? And then the word kumusta is careful. After sa kumusta, kung wala matagkwarta, be.
Yes, kumus-utang,
Sama,
okay.
Ben. Kumusta naman ka diha? Oh, tapos taon-taon na intro lang. Kung ano tong kwarta, be, kulang, pero dila bayad. O, diba?
Oh,
So, daghan
yes, yes.
expectation. Okay. So, personal experience na ako is kana bitang nag-expect jud sila sa imo maski ni share na ka sa imong story, like I told them I studied, so of course self-study na siya, ako nasipot sa akong sarili, projects sa school and tuition and everything.
Mm,
So expect na wala jud ko'y savings.
mm,
So ang ako mong good is hoping for the future I can do better to help you
mhm,
better.
mhm,
Okay, so since failure man, kay as I told you, anak ko, nagamit akong na-eskwelahan pag uli sa Pinas tungod sa akong
mhm,
edad.
mhm,
So, dili sila mo direct og sulti sa imo, pero
mhm.
usahay mag-post sa FB na mas maayo pa kuno ang laing tao kay motabang pa. Pero kung pamilya
Ah,
na gani nimo, dili man gali mo tabang maski og naapay kwarta. See,
ah.
it's are not mentioning the name, but among the family, among the relatives, ako naman ang nigawas. O, diba? So, as you can see, na jud nila expectation sa imo na mura na ka og banker ba na murag tag-iya na ka sa World Bank na every time they tell you about how much money they need, you can give right away, diba? So mostly ingon ana ang mga ilang mga
Yes,
thought. It's
that's true.
personal experience, and at the same time I heard also the same story from
Right,
other helpers, other
right, right.
people who are working abroad. So muna siya na mo ni kasagaran na, which is dapat unta sa katong mga nasa Pilipinas, they will try themselves to do something as well. I remember I saw one video of Vice Ganda, nag-istorya siya na um sana may maraming tao sa Pilipinas na gusto nilang umangat. They're doing their best para umangat sila.
Mhm,
Kaso,
mhm,
yung pampaangat nila, I don't know where did I see that. I think I saw that in TikTok. So,
mhm,
na, imbis na aangat sila,
Mhm.
hindi sila umaangat kasi yung ginagamit ng papa, binigay nila sa iba, right?
Mhm.
So, ang nangyari, sila lahat sabay-sabay, walang nangyari. Oh, diba?
Mhm.
It's really true because
Yeah, that's
we
true.
Filipinos are tend to be like that. And then I observe also different cultures, different country. Yung my cousin in US, she
Mhm.
grew up after she started in high school. Wala na yung parents na nag-support. Nag-eskwela siya, nag-work na sad siya. In
Mhm.
Japan also, mga missionaries sa Japan, mga Japanese, nga niyan ha
Mhm.
sa eskwela before, they work on their own. They study on their own. No parents. Pero sa
Mhm.
ato sa Pinas, mas kininyo na lang gihapon. O diba? So, manang pobre ang
Bitaw.
Pinas kay nasubraan ta ba o kanang murag
Yes,
nasubraan
yes.
tag game mo ni Vice ganda na imbis na may mo angat, tanan na noon mo hagba.
Mhm.
Diba?
Mhm.
So, it's the same story. So, muna ako, then I'm trying also my best na dili ma-fall into the same. I'm just very lucky that my family is very supportive. They understand the reason why I don't have any savings. And they're always telling that you have to save for yourself now
Mhm.
because it already happened na nauli ka na as in totally wala ka, then wala
Mhm.
sad me. So what will happen to you? So think of your future, not for us. Which is really true. Na
Mhm.
matouch food ko kay dili biya ng family nga na naka-supportive. They're
Mhm.
always expecting from you.
Mhm.
So thanks be to God I have it. So hopefully also ang uban mga tao makaanak sila na think let the people grow, let the
Mhm.
person grow.
Mhm.
Oh,
Right.
don't pull them down.
Right, right,
Let
right.
them also succeed, right?
Mhm.
Okay, the more manggod ta dili makatabang kung kita sa failure,
Mhm.
diba? Then if you're not also supportive, it's worse. So mura na akong gikaingon and also the reason why I go abroad sa Pilipinas, of course, Philippines is good, but about financial,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
nothing compared to different countries. Kay diha pa lang, based on my nag-work ko sa una, daghan kag bayranan, which
Mhm.
is unnecessary. Like for
Mhm.
example, if you're working in the company, you have so much deductions, health, SS, pag-ibig and everything.
Mhm.
Dako total sweldo offer, pero mahurot sa deduction, pila na
Mhm.
lilimpyo nimo.
Mhm.
Tapos ang dili pa dyan nalimpyo ka, mabayad ka sa imong rent, mabayad ka sa imong bills, napakay
Mhm.
pagkaon, napakay, transportation. At the
Right.
end, wala sa kay rest, diba?
Right,
Kay
right, right.
ma-hold ka sa traffic.
Right, right.
So, mo na kay na, wala siya almost nabilin sa imuha. Wala na kay almost para sa imong sarili. If they
Nalang
are
ko'y
supporting my family,
nahuna-hunaan.
no more.
Oo,
Yeah?
nga imo nang na-mention ba nga kining imong ginatali
Mm-hmm.
nga mga, deductions and, I
Mm-hmm.
know for mga helpers nga usually limpyo ang imong madawat. Insakto
Mm.
ko, limpyo
Yeah,
like
that's true.
you have your food, di na kamukuan sa imong food, sa imong rent, 'di ba?
Mm-hmm.
So, your salary is
Mm-hmm.
actually buo. Insakto ba? Insakto ba ko? Imong i-compare ba kay
True.
some people think nga, "Ay, helper, murag inana gani," but they don't think on the
Mm-hmm.
financial side, they actually earn more. Insakto ba ko?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
kung imo
that's
imo
what
siya
I'm
itali
supposed
ba,
to
for example,
share.
I work because I work sa call center, 'di ba? Nag-work ko sa call center and then
Mm-hmm.
I have to go there na siya transpo. I have to buy
Mm-hmm.
food, lunch, okay, nya. Siguro I
Mm-hmm.
have to go to IT Park, magstay ko dito sa akong rent. Ano, so dito
Mm-hmm.
siya kay dol kog Starbucks and magkape-kape ang mga kuan and then they don't know ang nahibilin is
Mm-hmm.
almost
Feeling
zero. Ano
social.
yung bilin social, 'di ba? So,
Okay,
eksakto,
that
eksakto.
is one of my sure.
Okay.
That's one of my talent. I really write it here. Like,
Uh-huh.
why I choose to be a helper? It's
Uh-huh.
because I have been a call center agent, and I also talk to different workers in Singapore, like the nurse, those who are working in the F&B. I try to talk to those Filipinos as well. So I ask them how much they earn and what are the expenses that they have. So, isa sa mga tao, they're like, isa sa nurse na kong a friend o kato sa F&B, mostly pare-pareho sila share. Like, if you have $2,000, let's say, dako na siya, ha? Pero they have to pay for the rent. And in Singapore, if you're paying for rent on an apartment, wala may boarding house dire. Okay, dili
Uh-huh.
pareha diha you can rent a room. Here is you have to be in the apartment and each room you have to pay the rent. Like maybe pinakabarato is $300.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So let's
$300.
say sa Singapore na siya na base. So let's say 300 ay imong sweldo is 1,500.
Mhm.
Dako na siya. Minusan pa nimo 300 na rent sa balay. naa pa kay gas. Kaya ang gas diri by bill man sa di man pareha dai magsige kag palit. It's here
Uh-huh.
is by bill. Naka-bill
Uh-huh.
na na siya. Electricity pa nimo. Plus
Mhm.
imo pang transportation. Dollars baya na siya. Plus
Uh-huh.
imo pang food. Pila
Uh-huh.
mabilin ha, para sa imong sarili, 'di ba?
Uh-huh.
Wala na pila na. Whereas dako tod kag sweldo kan-aon sa mga helpers,
Uh-huh.
murag amazing para sa deduction. Pila mabilin sa imo. Whereas kung mag-helper ko,
Uh-huh.
libre kong balay,
Libre
libre na ko
kakaon.
balay, libre
Oh,
kong
yes.
pagkaon. Oo,
Yes.
libre na ko tanan. Ang ako na
Yes.
lang isarili na lang akong mga luho. O, diba?
Uh-huh. You're right.
So, kung
You're right.
dili ka materialistic, mas
Uh-huh.
dako kang mabilin na money,
Yes.
di ba? So,
Tinuod,
mauran
tinuod.
makaingon ko, ano nagpaka-helper ko. So,
Uh-huh.
daghan kayo moingon nga, college level ka, college graduate ka,
Uh-huh.
wala ganun
Right.
kang
Right.
profession.
Uh-huh.
Daghan kay professional nga nakasabog nga nagpaka-helper.
Yes. Yes. That's
Kay
true.
tungod anang talking about finances is totally different. So, more
Mhm.
makaingon na, at least I live in a house, nindot pa
Uh,
akong kwarto, nindot pa akong
uh.
pinuyanan,
Actually,
nindot pa akong
na-shock jud
yan.
ko.
Why?
Kato nga na ni-contact ko nimo, ni-reach out ko, and then na-shock ko nga,
Um,
asa ka nag-stay Weng?
Nag-helper?
So of course no kay diri sa Philippines no ang helper is something although it's changing pero like gyapon no so
Dili mawala
napa
dayon.
oh ang imong
True.
na-mention kining mga belief bitaw kanang mga
Yeah.
myths no, of working and I think part na siya sa myth nga sometimes we think of helping a helper as kana ganing ubos and but it's not no
Mm-hmm. Like
uh
walang pinag-aralan, inana
oh
ba?
ina na yes yes that's
So no
true
choice, wala man siya kay grado, bugo man
oo
siya. So adto na lang siya sa pagka-helper. But they don't know there's a lot of helpers who's smarter than them. So man akong
tinuod
ginaingon, there is a Singapore, based on my experience, my employers gonna respect me because they know that there's a lot of things. I cannot say that I'm better than them. There are
uh-huh
aspects that I am better than
uh-huh
them. There are
uh-huh
also things that, of course, they're better than me. So
uh-huh
it's just different lang na mga na mga sites na mas smart ka, di ba? So for me,
would you
about
say
the
Weng
laws or
because you are in CDE is this also something imong gina-share sa ilaha nga you have to be tough kind of going back to that making that word positive maldita in a good way
mm-hmm.
do you see nga most helper murag wala ani nga quality when they work they
What
just
do you
feel
mean?
nga mura bag kay helper man ko kay they've reached abroad yeah and they
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
murag
Mm-hmm.
because I see you not uh as a helper kind of empowering ba and
Mm-hmm.
but katong imong na mention nga kay helper ko kanang bugo ka kay wa kay choice and they come
Mm-mm-mm.
abroad and
Mm-hmm.
they are also being abused because of that murag
Mm-hmm.
kana nga belief pa but if they change their belief
Mm-hmm.
into kanang more empowering one nga you could actually learn know your
Mm-hmm.
rights kana know what to do it will also avoid being victimized.
Yeah, it's true. Because based on my observation, mostly manggod, different store, different employers po. Na mga employers na kung smart ka, they will show that you're smart. They will say something negative like dauton kanila because they cannot bully you. So, dili sila gusto og kanang mga strong personality nga di nila kaya. It's because gusto nila na under nila. Yung kumbaga, under the saya, di ba?
Yeah.
So, ingon na, so kung dili ganan nila mahimo, they will find a way to get rid of you. Pero nasa iban mga employers, na if they know they're smart, they will praise you more. Like, wow, they respect you. Right? So, magdepende po na siya sa tao. We cannot expect na, magpakasmart ko para di ko bully. Depends on that person.
Tinalan jud
Maski
kang
unsa ka
lugar 'no,
smart,
oo, oo.
oh, you have to observe the person that you are with, and like just like for us now, we're talking about this. Not everything is the same as what I'm imagining. I cannot put my head into your brain, right? So
Yeah.
it's different story. So in every situation, you need to observe
Adjust,
first before you
observe.
do something. Yeah, mag-observe ka. Then after that one, you will know how to adjust the situation. And isa lang jud nga, ang ako lang jud ikaw ano na I know I cannot make all the people, all the helpers like me, because there are some helpers also who are very abusive to their kind employers. Like they will demand a lot of things, but for me, I don't want to demand, because if they will give it to me, they will give it to me freely, and it's more. You can feel better if it is being offered to you rather than you're the one demanding it, diba? So lahi
Right,
ra ang
right.
feeling pag
Freely
i-demand mo na, I
given.
want to have, yeah, ako naman, bitaw
Mhm.
ka na. Gusto na ako every like this, dapat ganun, ganyan. So, ikaw ang naghatag og rules sa imong
Mhm.
employer. Ra-
Mhm.
Rather than sila maingon, sige, kay kana nakita na ko nimo nga kuan ka, like this, like that, so you can do
Mhm.
this, you can do that. Diba? It's a
Mhm.
different feeling. So, muna ako, para sa ako is feeling of achievement na they fully trust me. More na
Mhm.
akong makaingon, so I can show to them I am concerned, I care. Like,
Uh-huh.
just giving an example with the child I'm taking care with, sa ilahatan ng freedom, give everything freedom, until nakakaon ng bata og plant. Kinala, ginitanom din rin, no? So, sa
Mhm.
iya, okay lang. Oh, para sa ako is, I cry for it. Kay, nahadlo ko na, waka kabalo, makahilo ba na nga pagkaon na tanong, di
Mhm.
ba?
Mhm.
So, sa iya okay lang, pero nakamata siya when I said, how sure are you that's not toxic? There's no toxin in it. Iyang
Mhm.
gitabag sa ako, all plants have toxins. Ako sung giingon, oo, pero dili tanan toxins makahilo. Kung giingnan. So, ako kabalo, makahilo na si mga anak. Kung giingnan. So, kung wala ni maayong relasyon, dili ka
Mhm.
makasayon-sayon kingon ana, diba?
Mm, yes,
Then,
yes, yes.
dili sad ka maka express, like dili ka makapangutana, how are you, nang
Mhm.
kumusta na imong adlaw karon. It's dili man ko makain na close, as in,
Mhm.
there's always
A
how to
boundary.
say
Mhm.
that, boundary between us. Kay narespeto ko sa ila, although eldest ko na mas may edad ko sa ila ha, pero it doesn't mean na ako ang boss. Even though daghan kong experience, pero I
Mhm.
still respect them. Kung naano ko nakita na dili sakto, we listen to each other. Like that.
Right,
So, more
right.
na akong makaingon na building relationship, it doesn't mean that you have to go beyond the boundaries, but you're thinking that you're better than them. So it's
Right.
the same way with the employers. You have to know, even though you are superior, but we
Mhm.
have the same level. We're all human. So it's a good complement to each other. Like your weakness, the strength, we'll be sharing to each other
Mhm.
and helping
Right,
one
right.
another. Just like
Right,
the
right.
puzzle. So more na akong makaingon na I'm just thankful and blessed for everything, and everything happens for a purpose. So thanks for your time
All
and for
right.
listening.
We will end our video.
Thank
Nahuman
you.
na ba nako tanan? Ako kato kong mga kuan or imong gi-write
Mm,
up? You want to share? Maybe you want to share more before we end, or one last words?
I think so. Ano lang, how did I cope up with the different situations that give me stress during the work? So, ang ako lang yun, maski butan imong amo, it doesn't mean na perfect jud. Naman jud yung mga apan, di ba? The same thing as you, the same way as you. Dili man ta
Right,
perfect.
right, right, right.
So, sa akong giingon ganina na, I thought my 4 years, the previous employer was already the best one. I
Mhm.
never expect that they are better, but this is the best. But even though this is the best, it doesn't mean it's perfect. Nasa mga flaws, di ba? So, dili na sa ko mga stress. Like, dili mo akong gi-expect, ina na. So, kung maabot ang mga stress, how do I cope up with it? Dili na ko i-focus sa negative. Sometimes, I try, mura kong buwang na, I stick out with it by myself. Lakot yun. Ganyan. Buwang ako
Okay,
sa
okay,
ako.
okay.
So,
Yeah.
ipagawas, kung labi, jud kay hilak ng lagot na jud kay kasnatanan gani. So,
Uh-huh,
dili man
uh-huh.
sad ko gusto manghasi. Di ko ganahan na masik. Ang uban kay
Uh-huh.
mga
Yeah, yeah.
basag ug kuan, mga bundak
Uh-huh.
og sira, di ba? Well, ilahang
Yeah.
way of releasing their
Coping.
anger. But,
Yeah.
yeah, but for me, I express it in a way na it's not, how to say that, na dili bitaw ka maka-destruct. It's not in the
Uh-huh.
destructive way, but in a
Uh-huh.
constructive way. So,
Uh-huh.
so what I did is I express it out. I'm angry. I acknowledge how I feel. And so
Uh-huh.
then I will think of next time, if it will happen again, I have to tell you the truth. Minana
Uh-huh.
bitaw.
Uh-huh.
So,
Uh-huh.
dili ko mo react right away, like I'm
Uh-huh.
angry and you're wrong. I will tell you that you're wrong. No,
Uh-huh.
I used to reflect first if
Was it
who's
something
the wrong
you're
one.
always doing, or you
It's like
kinda
I'm always
developmental
doing it.
na?
parang nag-develop
develop siya
siya,
through your
like,
experience. Was
yeah,
that the
like,
Weng before or it's the new Weng that you do it in that way?
well, I think it's since before, but
Uh-huh. Oh, nice.
nahitabo ko na siya. It's not because since I was young, dili siya
Uh-huh.
imong makainom na. Built-in na sa imuha.
Uh-huh.
It's not
Okay.
an innate talent that you have, but it's
Uh-huh.
along the way. Like, I learned how to do this uh, with the different situations and experiences that I encounter in life. So
Uh-huh.
like, naaman dyan panahon na, ma-learn man sad ka, like,
Right,
kanang
right.
random ra kay ko, I used to
Mm.
speak right away, like, kanina na, pero I don't realize na nakapasakit na day ko.
Uh-huh.
So,
Uh-huh.
with the feedback of others, like, especially they will be honest to you, like,
Mm.
sakit kay ka manulti ba? So,
Uh-huh.
murason po dayon po, justify ko
Uh-huh.
sa akong sarili. I'm just telling the truth. What's wrong? But
Uh-huh.
I
Uh-huh.
realized that not all the truth is good and helpful.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes you have
Uh-huh.
to keep the truth in yourself, and you have also
Uh-huh.
to keep
Uh-huh.
this truth and let the people know the truth in the right time.
Uh-huh.
Kasi
Uh-huh.
they're not
That's very
always open in the
nice.
same time. Yeah, so
Uh-huh.
more na
And
akong
speaking of
na-learn
that, kind of
along the
speaking to
process.
yourself and
Mm,
being a helper in a house with a different
mm,
culture, you're in Singapore, you're a Filipino, and then
mm,
compared sa katong Saudi or Middle East nga upat
mhm,
mo na siguro kay Kasturya, and then
mm,
for the weekdays naka sa kana nga balay, and then you're with a different
mm,
family. Of course, no,
mhm.
naman yung mga different culture. Mo
True.
sigurong na-develop na nimo nga mo storya ka sa it helps you storya sa imong kaugalingon. Or it's something how about other helpers? How do they cope up? How do they or it's something very helpful, di ba? Kay I mean, naka-mention ka pag start nimo nga this would be ang mubiya sa family. Aside nga nibiya ka sa
Yeah,
family,
yeah,
different
yeah.
culture pa jud, no? Especially for helpers working abroad.
Mhm.
So, how challenging is that? I mean, ano man
Well,
ka
it's very
experience.
challenging, of
Mhm.
course. It's very challenging. Okay, we have different like lahi-lahi taog batasan, lahi-lahi taog way of coping up our emotions. I just mentioned to you about my anger. It's not just anger that you feel sometimes. Sometimes you are very emotionally weak. It's not because you're angry, but there are some resentment, some different emotions. So with that, what I am doing is not just talking to myself. I'm not doing that every time. If I do that, then they will think I'm crazy, though. so, so right? So I'm doing it as well. I'm totally alone. Like no one can see me, no one can hear me. They might bring me to the mental hospital right away. Why are you talking to yourself?
Right, right,
Right?
right, right, right. But I
Right?
also
So
do talk to
and
myself. I think everyone does, right? It's
yeah,
oh,
yeah, of course. I
uh,
think so. But what I'm doing as well is usually I'm doing is reading a book. As you
mm,
can see behind me, that shelf, there's a lot of books there, and I sent to Philippines some of it. And aside, because reading will help you also to expand your vocabularies, and it
yes,
will give
yes,
you more confidence in speaking. I just remember what was the comment of my employer. She said she can determine or identify the person who loves to read books or not. Then because well before there's a lot of books in their house and they're giving it away. And then I said, I want to give this to this person. No, I don't think she likes to read that books. I said, why? The way she's talking is very different. I said, yeah, she told me that she don't want to read books. Like, it's not her habit. I said, see, I told you. The way she converts people is totally different. I know you love to read books because the way you talk to me is totally different. Like everything is spontaneous. You don't think twice how to say it, and everything. So I said, I'm not perfect in speaking English though, because we're speaking in Bisaya or speaking Tagalog and like that. We have different dialects and everything. So it's okay, but we are not perfect in grammar because we are not born in US, she said.
uh,
At the same time, even American people, the
yes,
people who are
yes,
living in US, they're not also perfect in grammar,
yes, yes,
right?
yes. That's true.
Everything that you learn, you are just thinking that they're perfect because you're speaking it, but sometimes they're just speaking
Yes, yes, that's
randomly,
true. Yes,
and the
yes,
people who's listening is understanding it. So it
yes,
doesn't mean
yes,
that everything is correct. So
yes, yes.
anyway, thanks for that's it. So that's how I cope up sometimes some stress,
Reading
and
books.
I love to go to the nature, reading books, and just thinking positive. Like for example, I experienced negative thing today. I'm super angry. I have a lot of emotional imbalance with myself. Like I'm angry, everything. I cannot. It's something negative. So what I'm doing is if it's totally difficult for me to get out from this emotion, like I'm very dramatic. Like I love to cry, and
Mhm,
you know,
mhm.
it's
Just be
something
yourself.
what
Uh-huh.
I do.
Uh-huh,
Yeah.
uh-huh.
So I don't want to keep sulking and do everything because it will make me sick as well. So what I'm doing is I used to watch comedy, you know.
Uh-huh.
I have TikTok account. It's not for me to dance in the public or whatever. You cannot see me dancing or singing. What I'm doing in TikTok is I'm watching comedies. You know, there's a
Uh-huh.
lot of comedy that make me laugh, okay?
Uh-huh.
Or something about animals. It's fun
Uh-huh.
for me, like the pets. That's what I am
Uh-huh.
doing so that I can forget all this thing and then until I fall asleep.
Uh-huh.
Or I write a journal, or of course I do prayer and entrust everything. If it's very heavy for me that I cannot do anything else, then I just sigh and entrust it to God. Bahala
Alright.
na ka, Lord. Ay, nako.
Tinood,
Like,
tinood.
na siya. Oo.
Uh-huh.
So, naman ko'y time na murag gusto na to gunitan ba, like gusto ta
Uh-huh.
mo lead, I want this to
Uh-huh.
happen. Then mao na nga, the moment na murag lisod na jud, kapoy na. Una katakay naman sa
Uh-huh,
Ginoo, which
uh-huh.
is what I'm doing.
Uh-huh. Right, right,
Ay Lord,
right.
kung makahinumdum nimo.
No,
Bitaw, and then
na-curious lang jud ko about
okay.
ani nga question, because you work for
Mm,
CDE niya. This is, I think to help really helpers who are abused. Insakto ba
mm-hmm.
ko?
Yeah, yeah,
That's the
true,
main
true, true.
purpose. So,
Mm-hmm. The reason.
it may sound negative, but in what percentage there are it really happens? Is it 1%? 1 out of 10 helpers are being abused? Or it's even lesser, siguro mga decimal
Well, there's a
percentage.
lot. There's a lot.
Okay.
So let's say if out of 10, maybe there are 4 or 5, maybe half of it. Because
Kung ano?
there are some people who are not speaking. Like they're scared to tell you
They're
because they will think,
afraid.
oh no, this this person might tell the story and I will be in danger, right? So most of the time they will reject you. No, 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 I'm
Ah,
okay. It's okay. Those people who are rejecting you are the most people who are very vulnerable. I can see
uh-huh,
that
uh-huh,
because and most of the time the victim here are Indonesians and some
uh,
Filipinos too. But a high percentage of Indonesians is because of their educational level, I think, and their mga IQ siguro nila, like they're not that smart as Filipinos. And usually, of course, they're smart, but it's just that probably in their culture, you know,
uh-huh,
because they
culture.
don't want to speak it out. I am not so sure, even though I met a lot of Indonesians and Philippines, but I did not talk about their cultures, how they do. So I don't have any background. But usually here, I'm usually assigned in Paya Libar, which are the group of Indonesians, because here in Singapore, every off days, you will know where are these people gathering. So if you will target the Indonesians, you go to Paya Libar and City Plaza. If you want the Filipinos, they're always in Orchard. Okay, so
Uh-huh,
if you want the Myanmar, they're always in um I forgot what place is it. Basta
uh-huh,
na, nasa like kaugalingong areas. And then if you
uh-huh,
want to have Indian, they're always in Little India, like that.
uh-huh.
So, permanente kong mapasa sa Paya Libar, it's because one of our staff in CD knows that I know how to speak Bahasa. So,
Ah,
manilabay ko dito. So,
ah,
permanente
amazing.
ko dito, so, muna nga, makadungog po kag different stories.
Uh-huh,
Okay, so, muna nga, even though they share their stories, but still they will say, can you just keep it for me for a while? I'm not ready to talk about it, to tell the authority about this. So I will just give them the contact number of our staff, the case officers. So I will just give, in case you're ready, then you can just contact this person. We respect also the victims because if you want to help, don't force them because even though they're in need of help, you cannot just say you have to do this. Do not be impulsive because it's just like the snail or the turtles that instead of going out they will hide the more, right?
okay,
So if you want
okay.
a person, set them free. Like you listen, and then after listening, just try to let them know that you're listening attentively by repeating what they said. Am I correct? Like verifying. Okay, so you verify if what you're hearing is true, what you believe is true, but don't give judgment. Okay, just give an advice if necessary, but the advice that will not hurt the vulnerable person. Like, mo judge ka, ikaw man sad siguro, imo man sad siguro yung anak mo, nanaingon alam mo amo,
Okay,
ha?
okay.
So that's already judgment. Oh,
So, nandiyan ka
so
sa side nila. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah.
well, I don't really 100% side the
Uh-huh.
helpers because if you want to know my experiences, they are also very funny and very amazing stories that you can hear from
Uh-huh.
CD experience as a volunteer. I experienced that there was a woman. It's not on the first time. There were maybe two or three experiences already, but that's why I'm aware of the pattern. But
Uh-huh.
then the first time I experienced it, there's a lady who's telling me about all this. My boss is like this and everything, and even my messages are being read. Like my phone is connected to their TV and they saw everything. I don't have privacy. Okay, I understand that is against the law. Okay,
Okay.
okay, count one. Then the next thing, I don't have like this and like that, and everything, just everything is okay. After that one, when I tried to give her number to our staff officer, wala, dili siya mag-reply. Like,
Uh-huh.
everything is busy siya. Dili siya
Uh-huh.
allowed magunit sa phone and everything. At the end, syempre, alam na niya number na ko. Pagkahuman na to, ni Kala siya tawag sa ako. Then I'm in the middle of meeting. Kaya naasa
Uh-huh.
ko ato sa church. Oh,
Uh-huh.
di gawas ko sa among meeting. Nitawag ko sa iya. Kay basin laging emergency na. Kaya
Uh-huh.
na
Uh-huh.
siya sa victim.
Uh-huh.
Nitawagan ko sa gawas. Hi, nga nang nitawag ka. Isa man, emergency, anything that happened. Day, bala kung sa istorya niya. Day, pahulam na ako kwarta, day. Giahak na. Ayun, pang ano lang na ako ka nang, para lang ako pang top up man na diri ang pa-load. So, mo na term, diri ko magpa-load ka is top up. So,
Uh-huh.
dili lang top up sa akong internet, akong data, kay dili man gud ko nila gi-connect sa kuan akong wifi karon akong phone. So, I cannot connect to my family. Bago pa ko niabot kag Cebu ato. So, wala pa gani ko 1 month, okay? So, wala pa ko sweldo.
Uh-huh.
Kung napa ko sweldo, madala jud ko ato niya kay kanang
Uh-huh.
kana bang manggiloy-on ka ba murag di ka
Uh,
magnaw na og
yes,
something oh so
yes, yes.
sorry wa pa jud ko'y kwarta wa pa ko sweldo mo pa'y
Uh,
pagod-abot na ko gikan og Pilipinas so as in
uh,
zero pa jud ko wala pa man gani ko sinina ang
uh.
ganyan. Maski ano na lang so from $50, $30, 20, 10 hanggang $5.
Grabe nga hadol, no?
Oo, grabe jud niya kay di jud ko niya bitawan basta makaulam na jud siya og money. Motong di sa ko gusto maka-offend sa iya ha. So I
Uh,
told her, sorry, sorry jud kay napa lang kay kwarta di jud ko mo dili. Nana jud ko
uh,
sa iya. It's just that I just arrived from Cebu last week and
uh,
then I don't have any salary yet. Then nag-off day ko, wala pa gani ko pang MRT. Akong amo mo nag-provide na akong MRT.
uh,
So, makaano ka ba na with my experiences, like somehow I just don't believe in all the crying babies. Like
uh,
they're just
uh,
making stories para
uh,
let's say paawa effect, 'di ba? Nagpakaluoy lang
yes,
sila para maluoy
yes,
ka.
yes, yes,
Pero
yes.
at the end, if you're not really very clever
Mm-hmm,
in listening and
mm-hmm,
talking and
mm-hmm,
different way art of questioning, you will not know the truth. Okay, maybe skills po na siya na kailangan ni may develop sa mong sarili how to converse people, like
mm-hmm,
how to know to get the truth to the bottom of
mm-hmm,
it. Kailangan ko iban magpaawa effect. So,
mm-hmm,
muna siya nga. I'm always, if I'm listening to the stories, I always listen to them, but it doesn't mean that I believe the whole thing. Kay, naman
mm-hmm,
ko iban na, kaya nahitabo na siya, you don't know what's the story also of the employer. Pero
mm-hmm,
most ng mga employer na very good in acting. I have been in the agency for how months, right? So
uh-huh,
naiuban mo na drama, like they will pretend, and sometimes the truth
mm-hmm,
is, I will tell you, I really observed. I not observed, but I heard it. They're talking in Malay, the agent and the employer. One Filipino was being sent back home. Gikuan siya, gipasign siya sa embassy na nilayas, kuan siya, nagawat siya,
mm-hmm,
which is not true. Okay?
mm-hmm,
So akong gipangutan ng girl, Pilipina man, kung ano mo pirma man ka anak, di ana ba yung embassy nga, kana mo pirma ba ko na ko ano, kay wa man ko kasabot, kay English lagi niya, dili
Oh,
gyud tanan English masabtan kung dili gyud ka
ah,
educated, di ba?
ah,
So, ganyan ko sa embassy nga, musayin ba kuno ko ano kay kuan man daw ni manangawat ko. Kung niya
ah,
masugot ka, so dili unta te, pero di man ko gusto gubot. Para na lang ko makauli. O, so na-branded ka nga kawatan, maski dili mo sala. O, diba? Kaya di na
mhm,
ka gusto hassle, which is you need to fight for justice. Kaya di naman na tinuod. Kaya kung ako ang naato nga case, baligon ako ang kaso ato, I can do that.
mhm,
Ganyan ko din, you can fight for it. Ako tumuan ng awat, tanaw, tagkisa nga priso na to, kisa mo
mhm,
lawan. Swara
mhm,
oo, kay
mhm,
wala dyan ko, i-challenge ko kay, kung smart mo, mas smart ko po ninyo, kung yung giingnan.
mhm,
Okay. Muto nga, nag-istorya ang agent ko, ang paan employer na, dili ko ganahan, kay, dili ko gusto nga mo-transfer ni siya, kay, maayo mo siya sa trabaho. So nagmalay
hmm,
sila na, ganahan ako niya magstay sa balay, kaso dili man siya happy, nagreklamo man siya nga mabalin siya yung employer, in which I
mhm,
don't want.
mhm,
Kay, adto day siya sa lain mapos lang, samantalang ako gusto man ako siya. Na siya
mhm,
may walay gusto sa ako. O diba? Pag ang employer na gusto sa imo, either buhatan kay istorya para di ko mapahimus ka sa uban.
how
Ningunan na
sad.
sila.
Mhm,
Okay. So when I heard the stories, I told them. And then, I told the girl, ingon ko na mo na ilang giplano. Nakagusto siya. Na. So, muna nga, na yung mga helpers na dili sila aware. Like, also one thing, pagkabalo ka sa language, and then don't show off, nakamao ka sa language.
mhm.
Kay, kung ano man sila ka nang, makabalo sila na yung nakasabot sila ha, dili na sila transparent. Okay?
Tinuod.
So, mga,
Ah,
So in the agency, I remember before, all Filipinos are in front as a display. Kami mga helper na walay employer. So namin sa front, ang mga Indonesian di pago. Kaya kasabot mo sila bahasa. Mali, kasabot mo sila. So, aron di sila makadungog sa mga story, tago sila. Kami na mga Pilipino, kaya di kasabot o mali, nasa tubangan. Without knowing, I know. So I just pretend that I don't know. So muna, nakahibalo ko sila mga sekreto. So, muna akong di kaingon na, don't let your employers bully you. At the same time, don't bully them. Kasi, dili bot pasabot na you're better than them. You can be
mhm,
better in the other aspect, the same thing with them. So, kung kamao ka mo give and take, then that's it. Makabuild ka relationship. And then, for the traits also, mga toxic na mga kanang tinuhuan sa atong kaubang mga Pilipino, ay, maluoy taon mo sa mga tao sa abroad, kay maski among kaugali mga underwear, di na may kapalit, kay giunam mo.
okay.
Kami din,
Wait,
may,
1 minute na lang.
sure, we're done.
We're done.
Thanks.
Okay. Daghan kay kong
Yeah, that's
nakatunan,
it.
Weng, and I like to thank you.